All right, what is up, beautiful people? Let's get into it. Start with Forex as we always do. We have broken back to bullish on the hourly here, so gold is bullish for now. I'm just not seeing any opportunities for a retracement POI just yet. If anything, maybe we can look at something like this, grabbing Asia low and targeting Asia high, which is the range high. So we will mark that out. Yeah, Asia low is range low, Asia high is range high. Pretty simple, and it aligns with our bullish context. So we'll leave this as is for gold, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Nothing more that can be done for gold just yet. Let's have a look at silver. Silver, slightly different story. Context still seems fairly bullish here. Yes, it does. I just want to double check to see if this is valid demand. I don't think it is personally, just the way these candles look. But looks like I might be wrong here. Okay, that counts as valid demand, so we'll leave this as is. If we can get a retracement into this demand, then by all means we can go for it. But yeah, I just want to see price develop a little bit more before I rush into anything here. I also don't like how Asia low is below this demand, or at the creation of this demand, and then Asia high is here. I would prefer to give silver some more time to move around. If we look at oil, we are bearish on the hourly still, and on the 4 hour, I think we might be bearish now on the 4 hour as well, because looking at market structure, that is our most recent market structure low. That's not valid structure. That's not. So you can go all the way up to here. Boom, boom. That wicked at first, so it's an SFP, but then this second candle has closed below. So yeah, if we draw our break of structure line, then yeah, we can see very clearly that this second candle has closed below. So therefore we are now bearish on the 4 hour. So that is something that we should take note of. Boom. Daily, is that still bullish? I have a feeling it would still be bullish. Yes, yeah, it is, with this being our daily low. So we're a while from being bearish on the daily, but we have just switched to bearish on the 4 hour. Is there overlapping supply there? Yeah, there is. We'll chart this up. Yeah, we'll leave this supply as is. If we can get a retest, then perfect. We'll look for a short scalp, but for now, let's just wait and see what price action we get. NZD-CAD. Yeah, so NZD-CAD was an interesting one. We are in a higher time frame, potentially confirmed distribution, just an FYI there. tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. That is easy to see. And what I tried to do today during Asia was enter here on a lovely Wyckoff within a Wyckoff distribution. But as you will see, I just did not get the entry. I'll talk you through it real quick. Expectational order flow was spot on, but just no entry. I went to enter on the 5-minute, on a 5-minute break. That is valid 5-minute market structure. We initially SFP'd this, as you can see, and then the second candle closed all the way down here. So that would have given me, if I entered here, that would have given me a terrible 0.77, not even a 1 risk to reward. So I would never enter off anything like that. And then my plan B was simply look for a pullback and a scalp upon mitigation of supply, which as you can see never came, and price just hit the range low in like 3 candles. So from the break, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. Yeah, and we never got that entry. So that was the pre-planning with the aim of entering here, de-risking here, and then letting this run for a monumental, however much this would have been. There was obviously a lot of demand, so yeah, for like a 42 risk to reward. There was obviously a lot of demand, as you can see, but it was just, we would have de-risked here regardless, so if we pulled back, then yeah, we would have already been risk-free. But yeah, nevertheless, this did not give me the opportunity to enter, so I have not entered, and I'm still not entering. I will entertain an entry, definitely will entertain an entry, if and only if we can pull back into this supply POI. That's it. If we can pull back as much as this local range has completed itself, if we can start creating some more sell side pull up here, I don't need to enter off a model. I'm happy to enter just off a rejection, boom, and a break of structure. That is all I need for this model, as it's technically already a confirmed high time frame model 1. So yeah, that is still the plan here for NZDCAD, and nothing more can be done than just wait for these POIs to get hit, and then for us to get our alert. All right, Euro GBP, and yeah, with NZDCAD, I just want to double check that, see if anything has changed. I think we are though still bullish on the hourly. I would like to be wrong, but I feel like I might not be wrong. Yep, we are still bullish on the hourly, and we've just SFP'd our hourly market structure low, but we might get a closure before. Boom, there's an SFP, and then this is currently our market structure low on the hourly. Is it valid on the 2? No, it's just an hourly low. Perfect. Leave that as is, and we will see what happens. We might break structure within this hour, so we'll see. Euro GBP. We are bullish after temporarily becoming bearish and then breaking back up to bullish. And there's our NZD CAD move. Daily is obviously still bearish, however. There's not a whole lot I can do here, then maybe, apart from maybe a range like this. This is just the, yeah, not a whole lot I can really work from here. And then we do have Asia low right there. Boom. That's it. That is all I can do for this Euro GBP price action. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we've already grabbed Asia high. But yeah, we do have some nice liquidity that has formed, so could definitely expect a distribution here. Really don't mind this. Nice little return to zone here. Some nice sell side liquidity. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. AUD USD, we've just deviated for our first deviation. Nothing much that can be done here still. I'm still just waiting for this range to see what happens. USD JPY. Yes, we are still bearish on the hourly. There might be some supply here, which might be mitigated quite shortly. Let's double check as always. Okay, it's not really valid supply. It's all been mitigated. Yes, there is a bit of supply here, but we've got some nice buy side, so I would not be putting emphasis on this supply POI, to be completely honest, and I'd rather just wait and see what else happens with the price action here. We're bearish, but there's no real quality retracement POI. Maybe here. I will double check this once again. This could be something actually. This looks to me like valid supply. Yeah, that is valid supply. We'll see if we can get a pullback, and that is the only POI I'm willing to look at for USD JPY at the moment. Yeah, distribution forming out this supply POI will be nice. GBP JPY, we might be bearish now on the hourly. Yes, very much so for now. Now, as always, I just want to double check and see, is there any valid supply in here? Are we bearish on the 4 hour as well? No. And then I'm back in Chicago. Okay, so this is not a valid supply anymore, guys, because it has been mitigated and the overlapping part isn't the cleanest overlapping supply. So yeah, we're not going to put emphasis on this supply. Maybe then we can put a little bit of emphasis on something refined in here. Yeah, even this refined part, it's just not that, it's not clean, so I would not be targeting any type of supply in here. So I will leave GBP JPY as is, and yeah, there's just not really any clean price action that interests me yet. Well, USD CHF is still bearish. Yeah, still bearish. The thing that interests me is, as you know, is there any supply in here? No. Everything has been mitigated. It's too low of a time frame for me to look at a potential move. The only thing, and I'm going to need some cleaner price action, maybe a distribution like so, which has been created via a low time frame distribution there. As you can see, Asia low is in a decent spot. Asia high has been grabbed. The context is semi-neutral, I guess. Like, yeah, and then you have a very, very minor distribution here. Low time frame distribution creating high time frame distribution. That is always a prime example. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this as is and we'll see what happens. Let's look at GBP NZD. We have pumped through supply. And we are officially bullish now. Or are we? Actually, no, we're not, because we do not have two consecutive bearish candles So we, yeah, correct. So we don't have 2 consecutive bearish candles, so therefore we're still bearish, because there's no strike. This is not a structure break because there's only 1 consecutive bearish candle at a time here. So still bearish, but as you can see locally, there's just not much to draw from. So I will be leaving this as is, and then the only thing that I will put down is some liquidity here. That is GBP NZD. Looking at Euro USD. Yes, we are still bearish. We are now bullish on the hourly. Be aware of that. This is not in the right spot. But yeah, locally there's just not much to do here. Yeah, nothing really interests me for the Euro USD price action at the moment. GBP USD looks very similar price action to Euro. We can see we never got that confirmation for our distribution, despite getting the expectational order flow correct there in a semi-counter context, in a counter context environment. We are still bullish, so just be aware of that. Let me quickly see what silver's doing. Okay, silver has mitigated demand, but yeah, not a whole lot to do at the moment. But yeah, GBP USD, there is honestly not much to do. The only thing I'll do is drag this demand across, and that is GBP USD. All right, we'll look at AUD CHF. Well, we've grabbed that liquidity. Beautiful, beautiful sweep of liquidity there, which we anticipated if you have been watching my my videos. Boom. This looks pretty clean demand to me. Yeah, we have the slightest, the ever so slightest mitigation, but it's still valid in my books. Yeah, that's clean. And we are still bullish on the L. We're still bearish for now, so that's our high. This is our market structure high, which is going to be very important to break. Let's see if we break it. Yeah, so this is a 6-hour high. So valid 6-hour market structure high here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Not a whole lot to do just yet. All right, Euro NZD, same thing. Got the expectational order flow, never got the entry confirmation. I'm just gonna leave this as is for now. Bear with me. But yeah, clean mitigation of supply there. Context is now bullish after the bullish break there. And we might soon be bullish on the 4 hour as well, depending on how we close there. This is our 4 hour market structure high. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Leave that as is. USD CAD. Yeah, still bullish on the four, still bearish on the hourly. The only thing I don't like, we haven't actually deviated this, so I'm still going to leave this as is and wait for a deviation. Although it does look like market structure. That's all been mitigated. This is the only real supply I can gather at the moment. We'll leave this as is. AUD CAD is absolutely ripping. Not a whole lot to do here. Plan remains the same. Just look for these demand mitigation and reaccumulations, which I have not seen any yet. We're just leaving demand after demand after demand. So yeah, patience is something that we should still be practicing. And that's it. That is it for today, guys. And what has gold done? Our first deviation for this low time ring scale. But yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, for viewing, subscribe if you haven't made it this far, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.